Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel for another foundation review for my foundation series. Today we're going to be doing a wear test and demo application of the e.l.f. Flawless Finish foundation. Okay, so this retails for $6. I found mine at my local Target, and honestly I was not checking for this foundation. This is not a new product. This has been out for quite some time. But my local Target had all kind of cosmetics on sale, and I was able to pick this up for $3. So I decided to check it out. I got mine in the color Coco, which is not the deepest shade. However, it was the deepest shade at my local Target. This does come in 11 shades, but I do think that they're doing some changing of the shades because according to the e.l.f. website, some of them have been renamed and all of that. This foundation says it's our best-selling foundation. The lightweight and oil-free formula blends in naturally for a beautiful semi-matte finish. The liquid foundation restores uneven skin textures and tones for visibly brighter skin. Okay, this does come with SPF 15 and it is oil-free. So that's kind of cool. A nice little simple foundation, $6, lightweight, brighten skin, SPF in it. Sounds awesome. Now this foundation is only $6, but you only get 0.68 fluid ounces, so not the standard 1 fluid ounce, but I mean if it's a good formula, $6 is very inexpensive, so it may definitely be worth the money. This is the packaging. It does come with a nice frosted glass bottle, a black cap, this is kind of like a soft cap, and then of course a pump. Now I will tell you with the frosted bottle, it is hard to see your shade. So I picked this up in the color Coco. However, I actually had caramel in my hand because in most foundations I am the color caramel. This is supposed to be a dupe for the NARS All Day Luminous Weightless Foundation. I've never tried that foundation. I've actually never tried any of the NARS foundations, and I really want to. I know they also came out with a radiant one. They have so many different versions of their foundations, so I want to try some NARS foundations, but for today we're going to see how this e.l.f. foundation holds up. So to prime my face, I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Hydrating Primer all over my face, and then the Hard Candy Coconut Water Primer Stick just in my T-zone to mattify that area. So of course on one side of my face I will be using a brush. This is the e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush, and then on the other side of my face I will be using a beauty sponge. This is the Morphe beauty sponge, just to see if there's any difference in application. So this is what we are working with. I do have an active blemish here, some acne scars, and of course my dark circles. Just so you guys know, I have combination oily skin. In the winter it definitely is pulling more combination and drier in some areas, but for the most part I still do get oily throughout the day. I also have acne prone skin and some texture on my skin, so I need a foundation that's going to go on and definitely give me a nice flawless finish. I think the added benefit of SPF is wonderful, so I'm curious to see if this will give any flashback, and of course we will do a flash test just to see. I have my palette. I'm just going to shake it up a little bit. It doesn't say to shake, but I'm going to. Okay, you get a nice amount with one pump. It's like a moussey texture. I'm going to go ahead and do a second pump. So it's not runny at all. Ooh, it feels pretty thick. Okay, color might be a little bit dark. Oh my gosh, a little bit goes a long way. I still have all of this, and this covered everything. Color is definitely a little bit dark for me. I think this would be perfect for me in the summer. So I'm hoping it doesn't oxidize, but I'm sure once I put all of my concealer and everything in the center of my face, it'll look fine. I think I actually prefer the side with the sponge. It looks just a little bit more natural, but I do think that I put a little bit more on this side, so I'm going to build up the sponge side just a little bit. Definitely covered up most of my acne scars. There is a little bit still peeking through, but I do enjoy how this looks skin-like and just like a very radiant semi-matte finish like it claims to be. So far, I am impressed, but let me go ahead and do the rest of my makeup and I will be right back. Alright guys, so I'm done with the rest of my makeup. I kept it very fresh and simple for you guys today, and I will say that everything went on like a dream. This foundation so far is very nice. I will say you could probably get away with only using one pump. I did two pumps. I did 2 pumps and I still have lots of product left over. So for 1 pump to really cover your whole face, I really enjoyed the radiant semi-matte finish that it gave. My concealer went on just fine, and I almost wish I hadn't set my face, because I did set my under eye concealer with the Too Faced Peach Perfect powder, and I feel like this is just does such a good job of like blurring everything that I just feel like it took away some of that luminosity from the foundation. And then, you know, when I put on the rest of my, you know, face powder and contour and all of that stuff and blush, it took away some of that lovely finish. But I will say that once I set my face with the Morphe Continuous Setting Spray, it definitely has brought it back to life. So I think this is wonderful. I'm wondering to see how long it's going to hold up, especially because it does have a little bit of a luminous finish. And not luminous, I don't even want to say, it just looks healthy. I think healthy finish is the best term to use. Definitely just left me looking fresh. So far, if this lasts, I think this is going to be a perfect everyday foundation, because it definitely gives you good coverage and blurs all that you need to blur, but still looks skin-like, and it does feel like light. It doesn't feel like you have a ton of stuff on your face, but yet I feel like my face looks flawless right now. So I am hype about that. Let me go ahead and do a flash test for you guys. No flashback. Wow. So no flashback. I think it looks really good. I never take flash photography, so even if it did have flashback, it's not that big of a deal for me, but definitely something I wanted to pass along to you, especially because this product does have SPF in it. So let me go ahead and go about the rest of my day, and I will check back in with you guys. Right now the time is 10:43 a.m. so we will see. I will check back with you guys in natural light, and of course at the end of the day. Alright guys, it is 2:41 p.m. so that makes us about 4 hours of wearing this foundation. I tried to do my natural light setup outside, but they have all kind of stuff going on outside, so I'm right here in front of my window, and this is how it is looking. Yes, I done changed up my whole outfit. Florida did one of those things where we started off cold, and then by the end of the day now it's quite warm. So there's not a lot of humidity out. It's not extremely hot. And as you can see, I do have a fair amount of dew on my face here. I do feel like the foundation is holding up. It has not broken down. My blush and my highlight are still intact. So definitely, like, I am feeling this, y'all. I actually went back to Target and picked up the other color Caramel, and I'm gonna include swatches of those for you guys. So I think my perfect shade is probably in between Coco and Caramel. However, when I was looking on the e.l.f. website, I will tell you that they're changing the shade name. So I don't know if the caramel I have is still Caramel or if it's now something called Honey. I'm not quite sure. It's kind of confusing, so I do apologize for that. For those of you that want that fresh face, dewy, your skin but better, but still have some coverage, you are going to love this. I do feel like if you need a foundation that's going to last all day from like 7 a.m. all the way through 6 p.m., you're going to have to touch up your makeup. I'm not a person that likes to touch up makeup throughout the day, but for this one, I feel like I would go ahead and blot just to kind of get it back to being refreshed. Like I said, the foundation has not broken down, so I think that blotting it will, you know, just refresh it and bring it back to life. So far, so good. Hey guys, welcome back. So it is the end of the day. It is 7:02 p.m. I have had this foundation on for just a little over 8 hours. As you can see, I am quite oily at this point. So what are my final thoughts on this foundation? So I think that this foundation is actually quite beautiful. Dare I say, this is actually one of my favorite drugstore foundations for an everyday fresh face look. If you are an oily girl, you definitely are going to want to use a mattifying primer. Maybe even trying powder before foundation. I'm not quite sure if this is the most long-lasting foundation. Well, let me correct myself, because although my face is quite oily right now, I will say that it did not get oily until maybe about the 6-hour mark. At about 4 hours, I felt like it was dewy and a healthy amount of glow. And you guys know that I actually did blot my face, so had I not blotted, I can imagine it probably would be way worse than it is now. But if I look closely at my face, the foundation is still on my face. It has not broken down anywhere. It is settling in my fine lines around my smile lines, but I also did not set those with my Urban Decay Primer Potion. So overall, my blush is still on, my highlight is still on, everything is still on. So the foundation is long wearing, it just happens to get oily on my particular skin type. So may not be the best for those oily girls, but I definitely loved the finish of this. I think it's a steal for $6 and I thoroughly enjoyed it and will be using it moving forward. So after blotting, I feel like it still looks really good. So yes guys, this is a long wearing foundation. It does create some oil, but after blotting, I think it would be great. And during the day, I just blotted it. I did not add any sort of powder. So I'm sure if I went back and even touched it up with some of my powder, it may have performed even better for the last 4 hours. But overall, I'm still impressed. To me, this is also similar to the Milani 2-in-1 foundation. So if you find yourself liking that one, I think this one might actually be a little bit better in my opinion, but I find that it's a similar feel, similar look. So definitely check this out if you are interested. I hope this video was helpful for you guys. Give your girl a thumbs up. Go ahead and comment below what your favorite foundation is, or if you've tried this one and what your thoughts are on it. And yeah, till next time guys, bye.